All right, all right. Welcome back, Title Tribe. I'm Ephraim Geller. You can catch me on Twitter at Mr. Irrelevant. You can catch everything we put out all Senior Bowl week at Toilets of Titles. There's a lot to check out there. We've already been putting out the top 10 players to watch at each position. So if you want to know, you want to hit us up with a question, which drill to watch, which player to watch. We're answering all of it, and we'll be happy to help you out and know. It's draft season, so you got to be updated on the combine and knowing what's going on. I'm here to break down the cornerback prospects, the guys to watch, the drills to watch, and some of the news you should be following during the combine. And honestly, the first headline is who's corner one, right? Because you have this list of 4 or 5 first-round cornerbacks without this consensus top 5, top 10 pick that you had in recent years with a Derek Stingley or Sauce Gardner in the same year or Jeff Okudah. So just some guys, Terrion Arnold, Quinion Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Nate Wiggins, maybe even Kool-Aid McKinstry are all guys who could be fighting for that number 1 spot. So Quinion Mitchell, obviously, a big riser from the Senior Bowl. And I mean, he's been exploding. I've seen him at corner 1 at a lot of positions, and he's just rising, just getting higher. And I think with all the hype he's generated so far, if he runs great in the 40, if his verticals are great as I expect it to be, it would not be surprising to see him overtake Terrion Arnold as the number 1 corner. Cooper DeJean also, right? There hasn't been as much buzz because he got hurt, and I'm not fully sure yet what he's going to do testing-wise at the combine. He may only do measurables and medicals, or he may do the full set of drills because he was injured late in the season for Iowa. But he has a lot to prove as a corner who some people are projecting to safety, right? And I personally didn't love his movement skills on tape. I didn't love his fluidity. I didn't love his change of direction, but he can come to the combine. The corner is a stopwatch position. You have to run fast in the 40. I think the 40 is more important at the corner position than it is for any other position because if you're not a top athlete vertically, you're going to get beat over the top, and that destroys every level of your game. So Cooper DeJean, Nate Wiggins, I expect to test well. The question is, what will he weigh at? Because he is a smaller corner who has some injury concerns and has some frame concerns. And then Kool-Aid McKinstry, who coming into the season was the number 1 quarterback, and I think has phenomenal man skills. I think he's beautiful footwork. I think he has great hands, but he isn't the greatest athlete. We saw that versus A.D. Mitchell from Texas. And if you want to draft a guy to be your number 1 corner, he has to be a top-tier athlete. So I think if he runs great, he could rise a lot, but otherwise, he seems to be the fallen dude in this first round. And going on, we got this tier 2, right? Ennis Rakestraw Jr. from Missouri, Kamari Lassiter from Georgia, right? A lot of fun players who, have had their ups and downs in the season. Okay, up next, we got this group of second tier corners, second round, maybe early third, who were great in their own right. Lack, I say, the physical dominance of these first round prospects, but it's still another clumped crowd. Who is going to emerge from this second group, right? Who is going to maybe be the surprise of the first round? Could it be a guy like TJ Tampa from Iowa State who's flown under the radar, wasn't at the Senior Bowl, but if he tests well, he's super long, super physical, and these guys have been dominating in the NFL. I'm forgetting the corner from the Cleveland Browns, who was great coming out as a rookie from Mississippi State, but the NFL is loving these physical corners out the get-go who can play press man and who might have the athleticism to drop back and play a cover 3 or cover 4. So TJ Tampa is a name to look out for. Kamari Lassiter is another one, right? Kamari Lassiter isn't the most physically gifted, but if he can come out with some verticals, if he can come out with some 3 cones, he could be another riser. And then the guy who I think is the biggest sleeper in this corner class is Mike Sainristil, the championship-winning slot cornerback, nickel cornerback from Michigan. And again, he's purely slot. So people don't like to talk about slot. People like to talk about these 6'2" corners on the outside who could lock down anyone, but Mike was fantastic, and I think he's going to test super well. I think he's going to jump up, and he would not surprise me. It would not surprise me if he ends up as a first-round corner. And on the back end, you have Kalen Carson, Josh Newton, DJ James, and I got the opportunity to speak to Auburn's DJ James at the Senior Bowl, and I said, you're very fast. Everyone knows you're ready to put on a show. Do you have a number for us that you expect to run at the Senior Bowl? At the Combine. And he told me to wait and watch, and he said that he's going to surprise some people. So I guess if you haven't heard, you heard it here first, that DJ James, I do expect him to run a super fast 40, and for a corner as slim as he is, with those size concerns, it would do him a lot of good. So there's a lot of fun corners. There's a lot of great corners to watch, and honestly, tune in. Hit us up with questions. We're putting out these top 10s every day, so tell us if you like them. And I think of any of these positions, I think the cornerback group has the most to prove. I think there's going to be a lot of ups and downs, a lot of switch ups after the Senior Bowl. After the Combine. So make sure to check it out. And until next time, enjoy.